to be taking you through my sourdough pizza dough process and then bringing you along with me throughout my day today and tomorrow, just like little clips here and there. I'll make the pizzas together tomorrow night. I got cut off. Yeah, I'll take you to the grocery store with me and get all the toppings and everything, and then just kind of throughout my day today and tomorrow, just so we can kind of hang out and just have fun with it. Hope you enjoy, and I'll show you my sourdough process right now. I spent all morning doing it, so let's do that first. First, I just add my water to a large mixing bowl and then my active sourdough starter. And then before I add any of the other ingredients, I just give them a good mix together to incorporate the starter into the water. I like using a chopstick, I just think it's easier. And then I'm going to go and add in both of my flours. I use bread flour and all-purpose. You can totally just pick one or the other, it doesn't really matter. And then I go in with a little bit of organic cane sugar, olive oil, and then I'm going to give that all a mix together to turn it into a shaggy dough. And then I'll actually just let this auto-lease together first before adding the salt. This just really helps the gluten develop. I find if I add the salt too early, it just is not as like fluffy as a dough. So I just let that set for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I'll come back in and add the salt. Okay, it's been about 50 minutes and I'm just going to go in and add the salt now. I like to keep a little bowl of water beside. It just makes it easier when doing these next steps. I'm just going to pinch in the salt into the dough now. You'll notice the texture of the dough completely changed now. It just becomes more elasticy and stretchy. I love this part. I think it's so much fun, but I also love making dough. Anyways, now we're going to start our first stretch and fold. So all this is you're pulling each corner into the dough up and over. So pretend there's like 4 corners, and then you're just going to cover it and let it rest for 30 to 45 minutes and repeat this process 5 or 6 times. It's super easy. This is the only time consuming part of this dough. It takes about 2 to 2.5 hours to complete 5 or 6 rounds. And then after this stage, you're pretty much done the entire dough making process, which is really nice. I promise this dough is actually really simple and easy to make. I will have my entire recipe linked in the description below on my website if you're needing a little bit more help with these steps. So this was my 5th and final stretch and fold series, and at this point the dough is really stretchy and elasticy, which is a good sign because that means we've developed a lot of gluten. So now I'm just going to go ahead and flour a surface and then place my dough down. I like to reshape it into a more even ball just so that when I split it into 2, each pizza dough is even. I just flip it over on itself and then give it a couple of rolls to develop a little bit more tension. Then I'm going to go in with my bench scraper and split it into 2 even-ish pieces. It's okay if it's not perfect. You can either use a knife here too. It doesn't have to be a bench scraper. And then I'm just going to develop a little bit more tension in each dough ball as well. You're going to want to grease 2 glass containers with some olive oil. Make sure you avoid using plastic here because the dough will actually taste like plastic and nobody wants that. So I'm just going to place my dough in each container and then put the lid on it. And then if you're using the dough the same day, make sure you leave it on the counter for 2 to 3 hours before you make the actual pizza so you give it time to rise. And then if you're using it within the next couple of days, still let it rise on the counter for that 2 to 3 hours and then move it to the fridge for up to 7 days. That's typically what I do because I find that fermentation process just really gives the dough really good flavor. Also, really quickly, if you just came for the pizza dough, I'll have my recipe linked down in the description below as well as timestamps so you can just skip to those parts because fair. Okay, I'm getting ready to juice. I'll show you my situation here. I'm just going to do some celery, lemon, and ginger. My digestion, holy grail. I don't know how excited Hazel is for this walk. figure out your next steps in life, figure out what you want to do, stay in the job, get a different job. The biggest thing you can do for yourself is to create space. Go out in nature, lay in a field of grass, sit by a tree, and just listen to yourself and get to know what you truly want, because in that space, you will hear your intuition, and that is the key to everything. I always say that, and I seriously believe in that so deeply. It has helped me so much navigate through challenging times and just to develop more trust. So if that's something you're struggling with, just create space for yourself to listen and to feel whatever it is you need to feel, because that's going to be a game changer in listening to what you really want and not what other people want for you, what other people tell you should do, what you want. The whole point of me wanting to create more videos like this and not be so much on Instagram is because Instagram is so uninspiring to me lately. It literally just reminds me of TikTok. I don't have TikTok. I don't want TikTok. But I want to add more value to people's lives. When you watch these videos, I want you feeling better off than you did before. If you can take one little thing from me and it help you, I'm happy. Okay, we just got back from the big walk and I'm starving. It's 12 o'clock and I need something to eat. So I'm gonna make my high protein yogurt bowl, which I'm obsessed with, and then I'll show it to you when I'm done. Every time we get home from a walk, I make the dogs like this little watermelon smoothie, I call it, and I literally just blend a bunch of watermelon with water because they won't drink water when they come home. So this was a good way to get them drinking water. To put their ears up because otherwise it gets in it. Ankle. Okay, here's the finished results. Look how good that looks. It's just so pretty. Obsessed. Just finished my hair appointment. Feels so good to get a little trim. I don't know what it is, but something about just getting a little trim just feels so much lighter. But I'm at the mall now. I need to grab a couple of things. This is my last clip of today. We'll see you tomorrow and we will finish the pizzas. I'm about to make a yogurt bowl. Shocker, I'm not kidding when I say eat it every day. Then I'm going to go to my favorite coffee shop. They have the best matcha here, and look at how pretty it is. Of the containers, and I'm gonna let it sit for 2 to 3 hours and warm up just in little pizza dough balls until we're ready to make the actual pizza. Just got back. Just heading out to the grocery store now to get all the things for the pizza.
Okay, where are we going?
We're going to the Mediterranean Market and Urban Fair. I love this store. Or the painting, I mean. Olives. That's perfect, thank you. So we're doing a Greek pizza and barbecue chicken, produce, and then we're good. An onion, cilantro, some fresh mozzarella. Usually I make my own hummus, but I'm not, so I'm gonna get this truffle hummus. It's so good. Second matcha of the day. Just got back from the market and the grocery store, and I'm just gonna unpack all of the groceries and I'll show you what we got. I'm gonna unload everything and do a little prep. We're gonna prep the chicken. We'll do barbecue chicken and then Greek chicken. And then we will show you how we flatten out the pizzas and then bake them. Again, the whole recipe will be in a blog post on my website. Obviously, olives. This is what you need for pizzas, fresh mozzarella. It makes such a big difference. They are so good. This is what we're gonna have with the pizza. They're so delicious and pretty good on the ingredient list, so that's always nice. Good. I'm also really excited about this truffle hummus. It's gonna flatten out the dough. Just put a little flour on top. Just a little heads up, make sure you go light on the toppings, like don't overdo it because this pizza dough is meant to be super light and fluffy, and if you just go overboard, the dough does not cook properly. Oh my god, they look so good. This thing in the tripod. Anyways, I'm gonna end the vlog here. I had so much fun taking you along with me for my sourdough pizza dough and just sharing a little bit more about myself and some little clips of my daily life. I hope you loved it just as much as me. You should definitely make the pizza dough. It's a lot of fun, it's super easy, and it's delicious. I will see you in the next one. Love you, bye!